Secret hidden light switch. Boom! Hey guys, welcome back. In the last video we talked about Helmholtz pitch notation, and in this video we're going to be talking about scientific pitch notation. Now it's very, very similar to Helmholtz pitch notation. It's more commonly used because it makes more sense, although both are used. Oh, my hair looked weird. Does it still look weird? But both are used very frequently. So we're going to relate scientific pitch notation to Helmholtz pitch notation. So if you remember, we had in Helmholtz pitch notation, we had a C with a little tick, or an apostrophe, or whatever you want to call it. Now, this is the equivalent of middle C. And if you remember, I think I've said this, hopefully I did. Middle C is in the middle of the keyboard. When you have a keyboard or piano, there's a logo usually. And then you go down, and then it's to the left, I think. The first C there. I think it vibrates at like 260 times a second. 261 point something. But close enough, right? So we had C with a little tick. So this is the equivalent of C4. So now we're just doing the same concept except with numbers. So let me erase all this crap. C tick is the equivalent of C4. C double tick equals C5. C triple tick equals C6. If we're going downwards, we had C with nothing, which is equal to C3. We have capital C, which is equal to C2. Then we have capital C with a comma, which is equal to C1. We have capital C with 2 ticks, which is equal to C0. We have C with 3 ticks, which is actually equal to C negative 1. So here is our entire range, the equivalence for scientific pitch notation. Let's take a look at this on the keyboard. We can see the letters. Let me try and make this focus on it. See the letters here? That says G1, I think. Alright, now we can go back to the very bottom. The first key we have is A0, and we can actually go lower pitched, which gets us into the negatives. But we're not going to get into that right now. So now, I don't even know how to display this properly. Alright, if we go up an octave, we have A1. Or, well, we can go from the ranges of C to C2. Go up an octave, we have C3. 4. 5. 6, 7. Oh, whoa. Cool. But if I don't get distracted, I can probably teach pretty good. Now, those are just different ways to represent pitches. Now, both are fine and dandy and alright, but the most common way is with a staff. And a staff is a 5-lined way to represent pitches. Then we have this little cool looking thing on the side, which we'll get into this later, but don't worry about it for now. And we can represent C right here as middle C. So here's C4, and each line in space is a different pitch. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So here's the next C. This would represent C5, or 1 octave higher. C4 represents that note, and then we have C5, which represents that note. That is the concept of scientific pitch notation. You should be familiar with both Helmholtz pitch notation and scientific pitch notation, and also another form of notation is tablature, or tabs, which you should be familiar with that, but I'm not going to get into that too much because there's so many different ways to represent it. So, pick an instrument such as guitar and look up guitar tabs, and it'll display what they look like. They're pretty simple. They're for beginners, typically. They can get pretty advanced. But, yes, those are all forms of musical notation. See you soon.